Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Lao Tzu. Time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, too short for those who rejoice, but for those who love, time is eternity. Henry van Dyke. Love is friendship that has caught fire. It is quiet understanding, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. Anne Landers. You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Buddha. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Khalil Gibran. Love is not only something you feel, it is something you do. David Wilkerson. What we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Helen Keller. True love is eternal, infinite, and always like itself. It is equal and pure, without violent demonstrations. It is seen with white hairs and is always young in the heart. Honoré de Balzac. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Dalai Lama. Love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. Carl Sagan. Someday, after mastering the winds, the waves, the tides and gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love, and then, for a second time in the history of the world, man will have discovered fire. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. It is difficult to know at what moment love begins, it is less difficult to know that it has begun. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Life is the flower, for which love is the honey. Victor Hugo. Immature love says, I love you because I need you. Mature love says, I need you because I love you. Erich Fromm. I think it is all a matter of love. The more you love a memory, the stronger and stranger it is. Vladimir Nabokov. It is sad not to love, but it is much sadder not to be able to love. Miguel de Unamuno. A kiss is a lovely trick designed by nature to stop speech when words become superfluous. Ingrid Bergman. Love is always bestowed as a gift, freely, willingly and without expectation. We don't love to be loved, we love to love. Leo Buscaglia. Love is a canvas furnished by nature and embroidered by imagination. Voltaire. Love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. Jealousy is a disease, love is a healthy condition. The immature mind often mistakes one for the other, or assumes that the greater the love, the greater the jealousy. Robert A. Heinlein. Love can sometimes be magic, but magic can sometimes just be an illusion. Jarvan. Love is an act of endless forgiveness, a tender look, which becomes a habit. Peter Ustinov. You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. Robert Louis Stevenson. Love means to love that which is unlovable, or it is no virtue at all. Gilbert K. Chesterton. Love does not dominate, it cultivates. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Love is the crowning grace of humanity, the holiest right of the soul, the golden link which binds us to duty and truth, the redeeming principle that chiefly reconciles the heart to life, and is prophetic of eternal good. Petrarch. There is no surprise more magical than the surprise of being loved. It is God's finger on man's shoulder. Charles Morgan. Love feels no burden, thinks nothing of trouble, attempts what is above its strength, pleads no excuse of impossibility, for it thinks all things lawful for itself, and all things possible. Thomas à Kempis. Romantic love is an illusion. Most of us discover this truth at the end of a love affair, or else when the sweet emotions of love lead us into marriage and then turn down their flames. Thomas More. You learn to speak by speaking, to study by studying, to run by running, to work by working. In just the same way, you learn to love by loving. Anatole France. A man reserves his true and deepest love, not for the species of woman in whose company he finds himself electrified and enkindled, but for that one in whose company he may feel tenderly drowsy. George Jean Nathan. There isn't any formula or method. You learn to love by loving, by paying attention and doing what one thereby discovers has to be done. Aldous Huxley. The love we have in our youth is superficial compared to the love that an old man has for his old wife. Will Durant. In our life there is a single color, as on an artist's palette, which provides the meaning of life and art. It is the color of love. Marc Chagall. In a full heart there is room for everything, and in an empty heart there is room for nothing. Antonio Porcia. To love abundantly is to live abundantly, and to love forever is to live forever. Henry Drummond. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. Lao Tzu. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Martin Luther King Jr. The greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved, loved for ourselves, or rather, loved in spite of ourselves. Victor Hugo. Thanks for watching. For more bright reflections on life, please subscribe.